Hey, what is going on, everybody? Hynra here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Icarus Dash, the the change that they did, which is you can only now Icarus Dash once for every 4 seconds, and this change is targeted towards PvP, but it also affects PvE. They could have easily made this separate for PvE and PvP, but they did not. In my eyes, this does not target the PvP community. In my eyes, this targeted towards the speedrunning community. And I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not talking as a speedrun community member. I'm just talking as a person who likes to speedrun for fun. Now let's see about this change. They did this kind of change to speedrunners over 1 year ago with Worldline Skating, and how they remove Warlock Skating, which is a big part of speedrunning. Worldline Skating, in my eyes, was unnecessary. The only one thing that I could think of right now that Worldline Skating could break that nothing else could is that you could go somewhere fast enough in a load zone before the entity loads. One example of this is Riven on Queenswalk, on the first Queenswalk checkpoint, not the mouth checkpoint. They could have easily changed this for PvP purpose, but they didn't. They did that for stasis. They did separate the changes from stasis, like the Behemoth Titan. When you cast your super, it does this stasis AoE, which freezes enemies in PvE, while it doesn't in PvP. And they did another change like that in the same TWAB here, which says Chaos Reach, reduce damage radius by 20% in PvP. Here, there's another change here in PvP. So they can make this change, but they wouldn't. Why is that? Why can't they make this change differently towards PvP players specifically, and not the PvE players? Because they know the speedrun community uses Icarus Dash pretty often, and arguably this is the main tool of speedrunning. And now they're just removing it, just like how they remove Worldline Skating. If you want to argue that this makes the game inconsistent, well, one, they did this with stasis, and they are doing it for Chaos Reach later. And two, just like damage buff, some damage buff do stack. Some damage buff overrides other damage buff, even though the damage buff is lower than the other. And debuff is all 30%. That's staying consistent. Aatrax doesn't get debuff because, again, that's a different story. That's being inconsistent still, because it should, but understandably it doesn't. Back in the day, I don't know what's the story behind that today is. So yeah, there's a lot of inconsistency in this game, and I don't see why changing Icarus Dash for PvE and PvP would make any difference. If anything, this inconsistent change would make more people happy than anything else that they've ever done to make this game more inconsistent. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next rant video, where I'm gonna be complaining more about the game because I hate this game.